All right, guys, we got some definitely gigantic news today. Apparently, Trump has decided to block $40 billion from going to programs that basically benefit illegal immigrants. So let's go and see where this video takes us immediately. This is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's check it out.
Enrages me is that Jackie was reporting with CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott saying that 10 of those arrested were juveniles, all illegal aliens, 8 of which were unaccompanied minors. So the full context here, for 4 years,
Wait, guys, there were kids in Camarillo?
It broke our hearts. The agents,
unaccompanied?
the media, everyone that encountered 7, 8, 10-year-olds being sent across the border with a sign around their neck with a phone number and someone to contact, not knowing if those were the real parents, not knowing if it was part of a cartel human smuggling operation.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
And now you're seeing in this specific raid.
So what you're telling me is that the protesters are basically protesting for this, let's say, this farm to exist still. Firstly, guys, we need to point out that the owners of the farm need to absolutely be put in jail. All right, so a lot of people in the comments were confused, thinking that I was not for the owners getting arrested, but they do in fact need to be arrested, and along with the people who are running this this cabal, let's call it here. No idea. I had no idea that kids were actually found working here. That's absolutely troubling. It's disheartening, absolutely. And in fact, and to know this, that they're obviously being trafficked here,
which was not, as Senator Padilla says, an unchecked power grab. It was a lawful warrant that was being carried out to stop what was happening, illegal aliens employed at this marijuana farm. But now you see that this was actually a rescue. These children were rescued from whatever situation they were in. And yet the fact that Democrats like Gavin Newsom is trying to change the narrative by saying something about children
is that somebody with a
running, being
torn
from their mother. Nothing could be further from the truth when you look at the actual facts.
Well, and Griff, to your point, I mean, there's a child labor investigation. So God only knows what these children have been through, yet where are the Democrats on that? Instead, what they are doing is being the party of lawlessness, protecting criminals. And that's what they're doing. Not only did Democrats import millions of illegal aliens, many terrorists, many gang members as well, like we saw with Trende Aragua in Colorado taking over apartment complexes. So not only did they import a lot of these people, but now they're trying to prevent the deportation of gangbangers, of people who participate in potential child labor, which is this investigation. So that's what the Democratic Party is about. And then to add fuel onto the fire, you've got Democrats like Tim Walz out there calling ICE the Gestapo. You've got Congresswoman Jayapal saying ICE is a terrorist force. You've got a vice mayor of California literally calling on gangs like Florence and the 18th Street Gang to take back their turf, Charlie.
And you wonder why.
Look, guys, you can't defend this anymore, bro. Okay, like this is not defendable. You cannot defend this. Obviously, people are going to find a way, right? Bleeding hearts, absolutely, right? But how do you find a way to stick up for the fact that there are kids working at this farm, and the kids are not legal? And so obviously there's some type of handler. Guys, you can't defend this anymore. I'm gonna start looking at people weird when they yell at me in the comments, guys. I already kind of look at them weird when they start yelling at me in the comments about why you're not a good person. You should defend, these type of things. But like, bro, how can I defend this? Why is there a child working in a farm, okay? And you're protesting to keep ICE from stopping this procedure. You're protesting to stop them. I'm looking at you weird now, bro.
People believe that Democrats are genuinely, it's part of their policy to be in favor of open borders and illegal immigration.
Right, they are.
Including child labor and unaccompanied minors coming over and threatening their lives coming into the country. Well, one of the big draws has always been, in addition to the open borders, our generous welfare system. The Trump administration is now cracking down on taxpayer-funded benefits going to illegal aliens, including at HHS, new restrictions from 13 additional public programs, including Head Start, health, workforce scholarships and loans, mental health and substance abuse support, family planning, and more. Over at the Education Department, they are ending free tuition at post-secondary, career, and technical education programs. This is free tuition that is often not extended to actual U.S. citizens who pay taxes, by the way. At the Department of Agriculture, they're now restricting illegal aliens from getting federally funded food assistance programs. At the Department of Labor, they're barring access to federal workforce development programs and grants. DOJ closing longstanding loopholes that have allowed illegal aliens to access taxpayer-benefited funds. And
hey, those loopholes don't exist, guys. Right? There's not a single person who is in this country illegally, okay, that is benefiting from any type of program. Guys, understand my sarcasm before you come at me in the comments, but just understand that's what they sound like.
And you know, maybe the biggest thing, and perhaps the most important thing that has been a problem for years, are states that give in-state tuition to illegal aliens in their country. The tuition that not only does that give tuition breaks to those as opposed to actual American citizens who maybe live out of state, but it also means that that illegal takes up a spot that an American student who might be poor in Boston would like to get a shot at. But because of the Democrat policies, have turned entirely towards benefiting illegals over Americans.
Free education,
what it sounds
free
like.
health care. I mean, we know the pull and push factors of the Biden crisis and unprecedented numbers coming. What was pulling them is free stuff. It's a major driver, was a major driver. So they are simply trying to cut off the incentive that would encourage people to make the dangerous trek to come illegally. By the way, when you read that, Charlie, like,
super valid.
Other than maybe the Department of Transportation, I think you hit every department in the federal government. And so this clearly was not only a case of a few special incentives that the Biden administration was giving them, it was across the board.
Well, Joe Biden, it was like the Oprah with illegal aliens. You get this free thing, you get this free thing, you get this free thing. And we've also seen in just cities and towns about how mass migration can bankrupt and can cause so many problems. We've seen this in Springfield, Ohio, with all these Haitian migrants going to the city, draining city resources. We've also seen it here in New York City.
Yeah.
You've got a massive budget, a massive city, and you had Eric Adams out there saying, look, we're going to basically go broke. This influx of migrants, they're, you know, taking or resources.
And that's when it started. That's when they, hold on one second, guys. And that's basically when they started the process of taxing like all vehicles in New York, that type of thing, to try to make up for the deficit that the illegal migrants were specifically causing. Listen, this is all craziness, and in fact, what the guy here in the deep blue that was over on the left said here was intelligent, because that's obviously the exact same sentiment I share here. When you start offering people things that their countries do not offer, okay, for free. We're going to give you a budget of, I don't know, $2,000 on a card for you to do whatever you want to do because you say that our food is nasty. It doesn't fit your tastes, right? That's what New York did, basically, right? That is more money than some of them make in like half the year, okay? What you just did is put a gigantic, I don't know, gold country, let's say, in their view, and they started running towards it. Okay, that's what Biden did. He was completely fine with it because, again, the Democrat Party seems to like that. Now, the fact that I just found out that there were literally children, okay, children working on this farm, and the Democrat protesters were trying to stop ICE from stopping that procedure, bro, that's not a good look, okay? All right, how do you defend that? Where is the defense of that? There is no defense. It just makes you look terrible. So now whenever you start seeing people point out, okay, when they start pointing out, oh, Trump is evil, ICE is terrible, they're trying to deport people, and all these type of things, okay? Point out this. All right, because trust me, I'm about to have a conversation with a Democrat cousin of mine that likes yelling at me about my videos. Okay, or we're still family. All right, we can still have a conversation about things without getting too crazy, right? Obviously, family is much more important than political ideology. Please do not allow politics to destroy your family, guys. I made a video a while back on my channel. MrLboyd discusses kind of about my exact story, all right, kind of regarding my family, cutting me off. A good amount of them, but not all of them, right? But either way, guys, listen. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. The more that you like this type of content, the more that I'll do this type of content, all right? In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.